Video I'll talk about camera setup in Blender. So the easiest way, in my opinion, to set up your camera is to go into the animation tab, which gives you two viewports. Just move this down here, and that's giving you your render view. So your camera, this is your camera here, and it's giving you the render view from this camera. So what I do is I usually hit Z and 8 to go into lit mode. So this is my rendered view. Say I wanted to set up a different camera. What you can do in Blender, which is very nice, is you can set up a camera based on the view that you set up. So you do that. So I'm just framing this object as I'd like it in this instance, and I would go view. Can do is you can say align active camera to the view. You do that and it kind of puts the camera in place. And if I then go to this screen and I hit 1 and 5, I can just frame my object if I grab the camera. And in order to move the camera, it's a good idea to go into local mode, so you can move it on the axes where the camera has been rotated. So I would hit G and Z, so I can just pan the camera back, and that's how I'd set up my camera. Attributes to the camera, as in the lights, are situated in this right hand window, which gives you the focal length of the camera. I could change this to say a 22mm or a 85mm, depending on my preference. The default is 50mm. If I wanted to set up another camera in the scene, so if I'm using more than one camera, so I've already got this one set up. If I hit Shift A and I go to camera and I set up another camera, so the new camera has come in at the origin. What I can then do, in the same way as I did for the previous one, to set up a different view, is I can select this new camera. You can only have one active camera at a time in Blender. And if I go to view and I say cameras and I say set active object as camera, so the view's changed, right? Then in the same way, what I can do is I can go 1 and 5 to get back to the perspective view. I can set up the view that I want, and I can go to view again, and then I can say align view, and I can say align active camera to view. Boom. And if I hit 1 and 5, I have this camera picking up this view, and I have this camera picking up this view, and I can switch between these two by hitting. The long way to do it is you go to this one, you go to view, cameras, set active object as camera, so I'm looking at this view. Shortcut is Control numpad 0. Now it's this one. So get back to the perspective view 1 and 5. If I wanted to switch the view to this camera, watch the screen, watch the side on the left. If I say Control numpad 0, it switches it. That's cameras in Blender.